everyone, Once Bitten here at the Battle Report. So the new Dwarf book is out, and I thought I would go ahead and put together a list and start playing around with different units and different rune systems and seeing what the new Dwarfs can do. So rolled up against Demon Player, we're just going to do a pitch battle. Yeah, and I should say going into it that I didn't put a ton of thought into the list. I wasn't trying to build like some kind of a list that takes one advantage the Dwarfs offer and really exploits it. I was really just wanting to put a few things out there and just start playing around with it. That seems to be how I learn armies anyway. So the demon's starting on the right. He's got a Soul Grinder with Mark of Nurgle. Keeper Secrets behind him. A Beast of Nurgle, big unit of Demonettes, and with them they have a Herald. And they have the Greater Locus of Swiftness, so I think that gives them Swift Stride, or I take that back, I think it gives them +1 movement. So their movement's 7 now, which means they're going to get across the table pretty quickly. Some Plague Drones, a small unit of Pink Horrors with a Herald of Tzeentch. Some Screamers, another Beast with Nurgle, a Skull Cannon on the hill. That looks like a big beast, that's a Skull Cannon. And then another Beast of Nurgle way on the far left. So, I've got a Gyro Bomber. I thought I would give that a try. Mainly because I just like the idea of flying over something and dropping that big template and then seeing it bounce into a small template. So I've got a couple war machines behind me, but let me go through my troops. I've got on the left Warriors, Hand Weapon, Shield. Then I've got some Iron Drakes being proxied by Thunders, Hammers, and on the right I have Iron Breakers. So again, I'm trying to play with a variety of units just to see how I like their play style. As far as characters, I've read online that Dwarf Lords can't stand toe-to-toe with other fighty characters, and I wholeheartedly disagree. I'm not sure this build is ideal, but this build I believe can stand toe-to-toe with monsters or other characters. So first off, he starts off with a 4-up armor save. Put him on Shield Bearers, he's at a 2-up armor save. Give him a shield, he's at a 1-up armor save. And when you put him on Shield Bearers, he goes from 3 wounds to 5 wounds. So he's toughness 5 with a 1-up armor save with 5 wounds. Not the easiest thing to kill. So he's got a rune system. Basically, if he goes against anything toughness 5, his strength doubles. So his strength is 4. I mean, it's for a Lord level character, strength 4 is ridiculous. But if he goes against anything toughness 5, boom, it doubles. He's strength 8. I gave him the thing where he can re-roll 1 roll through the game, so an initiative test, a hit test, anything like that. Whenever he does a wound to something, that wound translates into D6 wounds. And he has an extra attack. So he's got 5 attacks. And in this game, I rolled up that my general has hatred against his general. That's the worst thing you can roll because the next best thing is your characters have hatred against their characters. And the third thing is that your whole army has hatred against their whole army. That's a huge thing. Anyway, that's my lord. So I've got a Thane BSB with a great weapon. He's got a rune that basically gives him 4-up ward and gives all units within 6 inches a 5-up ward against any shooting or magic missiles. I've got a Runesmith on the right. He's got Spellbreaker ×2, so that means he basically has a Dispel Scroll, and on a 4-up, the spell goes away. The Iron Drakes have the Banner of Slowness, so if you want to charge them, every unit charging them has to subtract D6 inches from their charge move. And I put Stubborn on my Iron Breakers, and I gave them the thing where they can take 1 leadership test on a single die instead of 2. I don't know if I would do that again. It's not many points, but I thought I'd try it. So my Hammers are innately stubborn, the Iron Breakers are now stubborn, and the Warriors on the left will be steadfast against most units they go against. So I'm building this just, it's without putting all my points into one unit and trying to build on the Dwarf strength of just being able to stick around for a while. And hopefully, if any given unit can stick around, another unit can come by and help out. So that's what I'm thinking. I've got a unit of Miners full command, waiting to ambush. And then I've got 2 war machines. I've got a cannon on the left. It can reroll the misfires. And my Stone Thrower can reroll either die, the artillery die or the scatter die, and is +1 strength. This picture is Demon's turn 1. He moves up like you can see. I'm already thinking I didn't protect my... I didn't protect my war machines at all, and most people now have something they can vanguard and then fly up and get to them turn 2. And I'm tired of making the mistake with things like my Gyro Bomber, where I put them in such a way that those Screamers could come up and are outside my line of sight. It's just, I'm getting tired of playing sloppy like that. Yep, there's that. Now, I put the Gyro Bomber down first. I was just dropping. I didn't want my opponent to know that I was going in the right corner. So that's why he's all the way over there. During the magic phase, he rolls up whatever he rolls, and my Stone Thrower takes a single wound. I think I had to take a leadership test on 3 dice, and luckily we were leadership 10 rerollable. So it takes a single wound. His Skull Cannon shoots at my cannon, kills it. That's kind of a bummer. I had great plans for that cannon. Then we go to Dwarves turn 1. So I actually end up backing up. I started off fairly close to the 12-inch line, or actually I think most, my frontmost units were at the 12-inch line, because I don't have so much shooting that I can force my opponent to come to me. But anyway, I figure I only have a few more targets that his cannon can kill, and after that he's gonna have to come to me if he wants to get some points anyway. So they scoot back. My Gyro Bomber moves over. The Iron Drakes shoot at the Plague Drones and do 3 wounds. I think I rolled above average. I don't know. I had 14 shots. I don't know what I should have got necessarily. It seemed like I rolled better than average there. And nothing else much is happening. So Demons of Chaos turn 2. His general's in my flank now because he wants to cast like the Pendulum spell from Shadow where you draw a straight line 66 inches and everybody has to take an initiative test. And Dwarves are initiative 2, so that's why he is where he is. One of his Beast Nurgle charges my Gyro Bomber, and otherwise everything is like that. Oh, you know what? I should say too, he has a unit of Hounds with the ambush rule, and he forgot about him the entire game. So the beast you're looking at there was actually way to the right before the charge phase or whatever happened, sub-phase. So his Demonettes tried to charge my Iron Drakes. I did a stand and shoot. I think I killed 2 of them. And then, thanks to that banner of slowness, they failed their charge. And so then he put the Plague Beast in front of them. So my thinking with those guys is just to stand there and stand and shoot against the long charges. And then when the charges look like they're going to be easy to make, just flee through my lines and then rally behind the lines. So it's just something I'm toying with there. Yeah, over here, the Beast charging my Gyro Bomber is brilliant. And then I forgot to do a stand and shoot. I need to remember the rules on these things. And then the Screamers are getting ready to charge. I think they failed their charge against my Stone Thrower. If you look, the Stone Thrower's turned around. Obviously on my turn, I shot it, and it just scattered way off, so I re-rolled it and then misfired. So, yeah. So this blurry picture is just showing the Pendulum went through. It killed a few guys from all the units. Overall, I passed my Lookout Sir rolls, and I was okay. Actually, I think I failed my Lookout Sir roll with my General, but he passed his initiative test. So Skull Cannon decides just to kill my Grudge Thrower. And over here, yeah, it's kind of a pillow fight. He charges in, couldn't do any wounds to me. Kind of bad luck on his part. I couldn't do any wounds to him, which is to be expected, and I stuck. So, Demons turn 2. I was actually really excited about this turn. So, my warriors on the left are able to charge the flank of that Beast of Nurgle, and so I think I should easily get those points, and then if I can overrun into those Screamers. And it's not going to say my War Machine's already dead, but at least it's a way of getting those points and not having these guys fly around just doing, bothersome little things. So I like that. My Iron Breakers wanted to charge his Soul Grinder, and I failed to charge. And it's like I didn't need a ton, but man, movement 3 just sucks. Anyway, I don't know if that would have been a good one or not. I thought that I could probably pop him through combat res. The Miners came on this turn, and so they popped in behind the Soul Grinder. So, yeah, I don't know how I could deal with the Demonettes, but everything else on the board, I think I can handle. My goal, I don't know how I'm going to handle his General, except for I need his General to charge my General, and then I think I can kill him. Yep, there's the Miners. And yeah, so the Warriors go in, they kill the Beast of Nurgle just through combat res with a charge, a banner, 3 ranks, overrun into the Screamers. So, he can countercharge me with some things, but they're just going to be steadfast, leadership 9 or 10, probably rerollable for a long time. So, Demons Chaos turn 3. If you look on the left, he does exactly that. His Plague Drones and another Beast charge into the Warrior unit. So the Soul Grinder charged my Iron Breakers, and I stood. And then his general charged the Iron Breakers, and I fled because I liked the angle. Because his general couldn't get to me because the hammers were blocking him. So then his Soul Grinder really couldn't make it into combat, I don't think. Regardless, it failed. And his general redirected into... Actually, let me take that back. His Soul Grinder tried to redirect and failed it. He doesn't have a Battle Standard Bearer. His general did redirect and came into my general's unit, which I thought was beautiful because I want to see this challenge. I think my general can take him. I'll be 5 attacks, re-rolling to hit because I hate his general. Strength 8, and every wound that goes through does d6 wounds. So I think I'm going to take him. His Demonettes are in a bad position. His Beast of Nurgle had to charge my Iron Drakes to get out of the way because it was right in front of his Demonettes. Well, the problem is, even if you put them all the way on the side of my unit, the Demonettes couldn't fit through. They were just too wide, so they had to fail the charge, which was very much appreciated because the Demonettes are gonna kill anything I have, even the Iron Breakers, which are my most defensive unit with a 3-up and then really a 5-up parry. I think those Demonettes do so many attacks they just work right through them. So there's that. I like that model for his Keeper of Secrets. And there's that. So then we go to the magic phase. He casts Miasma with his general on like 3 dice and rolls a miscast, Irresistible Force, and then gets sucked into the void, drops a Strength 10 template on my unit, and I'm like, no! My dwarf lord's so mad. He's writing his Book of Grudges that this darn Keeper of Secrets died before I had the chance to kill him. Oh, that sucked. I was going to kill him anyway. And then, so he died, and he takes half my unit along with him. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. And my opponent was thinking the same thing. Darn it, darn it, darn it. So I wasn't thrilled with that because I really honestly think, well, put it this way, we paused the game, and then we said, let's fight that challenge. His general did 2 wounds to me, and I just slapped him silly. I killed him so many times over, it was not even close. So, whatever. There's the magic phase. This, is, I imagine, is after combat. I'm not doing any wounds to him, but he's doing some to me, and I'm sticking around. This was good news, actually. Obviously, I don't want him to break. I actually did a lot of wounds to him. He's sitting on 1 wound left, which is actually really good, because as long as he's there, the Demonettes are stuck. They can't charge past him. They can't do anything. I actually reformed a little bit to make sure they couldn't do anything. So this is his turn. Really what I need on my turn is I need not to pop that guy. I need him to stick around because he's just blocking things up beautifully. So, Dwarf's turn 3. The Gyro Bomber flies over the Demonettes and drops his bomb, big template, and it scatters like 10 inches and hits my own unit and kills... not many. I think it kills 1, whatever. But it was funny. I'm like, no! It didn't bounce, thank goodness. Yeah, that sucked. It was scary anyway. Also on my turn, the miners and my hammers charged his Soul Grinder. I thought my general would kill it, and my general didn't. Which was really scary, because he could have killed my general pretty easily, and he just fluffed his attack. And then we just ended up popping him through combat res. I reformed with the miners. I overran with the hammers to get out of line of sight of the Demonettes. So that was nice. My Iron Breakers rallied. So that was nice. And otherwise, the Dwarf Warriors are just taking a beating, but sticking around. I'm liking Dwarf leadership. I'm liking it a lot. Demon's Chaos turn 4. Not a whole lot of movement going on at this point. His Skull Cannon's just sitting back wanting to take pot shots. His Pink Horrors are sitting there just so they can cast Gateway. And then his Demonettes reform, because I've got a lot of points there on the right, and he knows that if he charges those Demonettes into the miners or into hammers or anything, he's just going to clean up whoever's there and then overrun and just wipe through half my army. And I know that, and he knows that. After combat, this is a bloody round. Look at that. I'm missing so many guys. I was finally able to kill one of his Plague Drones. But, yeah, just... But look at that. The Warrior... And I killed one of his Screamers. But the Warriors are sticking around. They're Leadership 9. I think there's no reroll anymore, but they've got that one rank, and they're just going to sit there. And then this was perfect. So now it's my opponent's turn, and I kill the beast. So now I have my turn where I can get my guys out of the way or use them to redirect. Either way, they're an expensive redirector. So Dwarf's turn 4. Gyro Bomber pops over the Demonettes, drops the large template. It hits him, kills a few, and then pops down right in front of him. So he can only charge that. That's giving me what I'm trying to do is just get my other units out of the way. So the Iron Drakes step up past them. They're going to shoot at the Skull Cannon, and they can't be seen by the Demonettes. So everything looks like that. I take my 2 characters, my General and my Battle Standard Bearer, out of the Hammer unit, and I'm just trying to march the Hammer unit. And he would just go hide behind that hill or something. Just get out of the way, save your points. I don't want the Miners to have to take a charge. But between the Miners and 2 characters, I might be able to do some shenanigans to keep those Demonettes out of combat. The problem is he has Gateway, and he's going to 6 dice it with those pink horrors, trying to target my General, and that's rough. But again, I have 5 wounds, and so he's vulnerable to it. But he might be able to stick around. In combat over here, Ironbreakers, after rallying last turn, charged the flank of the Plague Drones. In all honesty, I'm hoping not to kill it. I'm hoping to get it down to 1 wound, stay in the combat, and use all that combat res to pop all these units. And that doesn't work. I just go in and kill the thing. So I'm out of combat. I can't contribute the charge, the flank, and the ranks to the combat and pop everything else. I can only contribute the wounds. And now you can see he's slowing down. I've got those warriors there. I think they were down to 6 models last time. Now they're down to 3. And he just can't seem to kill those 3 guys. They're no longer steadfast, but they started leadership 9, and they are sticking around. I'm telling you, these dwarves, yeah, they are sticking around. So Demons turn 5. Demonettes charge the Gyro Bomber, and the Pink Horror unit is all in a mess at the top. That doesn't mean anything. For whatever reason, he knocked him over and didn't feel like dealing with it. So there's a big pile of Pink Horrors and Demonettes there, so it doesn't mean a whole lot. I think his Skull Cannon tried to charge and failed. So he casts Gateway. He actually gets a pretty high strength, but then pretty low on the number of hits, and then rolled some 1s to wounds. Anyway, long and short of it is, he only did 2 wounds to my General. Again, my General's on Shield Bearers. He's got 5 wounds. So, yeah, I've got 1 more of those things I might need to weather. And after combat, I had 3 dwarfs. I'm down to 2 dwarfs. So I've got a banner, and he's got a flank and a wound. He wins by 1. I'm in leadership 8, and of course we stick around. We're not going anywhere. So after combat, yeah, this Demonettes easily kill the Gyro Bomber and then reform. So Dwarves turn 5. Basically, I move the Hammers away. I put the Miners where they are. I put both my characters in front of them. If he charges one, I'm going to flee. If he charges the other one, I'm going to flee. If he charges my BSB, I'm going to flee basically through my Miners or right next to him, but I'll probably end up behind the Miners, and he's not going to be able to complete the charge. Then the only person he could charge after that would be my General, and I'm going to flee, and I think he won't be able to complete the wheel to get to me because the Miners will be in the way. So those are the shenanigans I was talking about trying to do there. The Ironbreakers charged the flank of this beast. They could have gone after the Skull Cannon. The reason I didn't is because if I went after him, I would be in that lake, and I would not get ranks. And my biggest hope against that Skull Cannon is to pop it through combat res, and I wasn't going to get combat res. Ironbreakers are only strength 4. I didn't want to trust it to wound, so I just decided to get the points where I could. There's that. After combat, yeah, we popped that thing through combat res, and then overran into the Screamers. So, Demons turn 6, he charges my Battle Standard Bearer, I flee. He decides just to let it be a failed charge, because he wants to gateway my General again. And so he gateways 6 dices it, gets it through, and he rolls Strength 2, and then he rolls 12 of them. So he's got 12 Strength 2 attacks. So he needs 6s to wounds, but anything he does, I'm going to get a 1-up armor save, 2-up armor save against it. and he doesn't do any wounds to me. Go to my turn, we don't even roll this off. We just say that the Ironbreakers get the points with the Screamers, and we end the game there. So I haven't added up the points, but I'm fairly certain that's a victory for the Dwarves. But a real fun game. I liked my General's build against monsters and against characters, so that was nice to know. Not having any tools for the Demonettes was really scary. I mean, my units just were too small to absorb it, because he's going to get a hit first. Toughness 4 just doesn't seem to mean all that much, and the Demonettes being Strength 3 armor piercing means even my Ironbreakers would have been at a 4-up, 5-up, which would make them fairly durable, but they're not going to chop through those Demonettes anytime soon. So that's one thing I need to think about. I do like, after this game I realized the Gyro Bomber, I'm not a real fan of it. I love the idea of dropping the big template down and it might bounce into the small template and just kill a bunch of stuff. I imagine doing that against dwarfs would be awesome. But I think what would be a better investment of points would be a handful of gyrocopters, making sure I'm not getting charged by things I don't want to get charged by. I also need to protect my war machines better. And my big concern about the war machines is I only had 2, and so I'm going to be outranged by a lot of people. I have no offensive magic and only 2 war machines, and if I'm outranged by an opponent, he doesn't have to come to me. And I have to get across to him, and my movement is 3. I'm marching 6 inches. That's most people. I mean, nowadays, so many armies have movement of 5 or 6, and that's my march move. So I don't like the idea of a gun line, but I think dwarves have to have enough shooting to force people to come to them, just so they can guarantee there's going to be some combats. So that part of the list, I think, isn't going to fly. But anyway, just testing it out. I got another game with this list, and then the next time I play them, I'll come up with a new list and figure it out. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it.